Hi, this is Kristen, and this is the fifth in a series of videos about the Schoology Skyward integration. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take an assignment in Schoology and sync the grades over into your Skyward gradebook. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into my Schoology course. Now, any of the materials that can be graded in Schoology can be synced into the Skyward gradebook. So assignments, discussions, and tests and quizzes are all those categories. But you can also make a category in your gradebook to sync over as well that's not a digital assignment. So I'm going to show you all of those features. You can see here that I have a couple of practice assignments in my materials already, and I've actually already graded one of the assignments, but I'm going to go over and grade the other one. Now, if I opened up the discussion, if students had posted in here, I could grade it this way, but because this is a practice assignment, I'm going to go right to my gradebook and I'm going to grade it that way. Now, the first thing that you'll notice is that those assignments aren't showing up. So I need to go up here and I need to select quarter one. And here are the assignments that I've already graded here for the practice assignment. This discussion I have as 100 points. If I wanted to go in and edit that assignment, I could under the edit feature here. If I wanted to set all grades, maybe everyone in the class got 100 on the assignment, I can go ahead and do that way. Or I can individually add in grades one at a time. Just like Skyward, you have the ability to excuse a student from an assignment, and you can just go ahead and click on that. If a student is excused from an assignment, an asterisk will carry over into Skyward, and there will be no points added in or deducted from their grade. If a student misses an assignment, again, you click on the flag and you can put missing, it will go in as a 0. Unfortunately, right now it does not check the missing assignment box, but Schoology and Skyward are working on that feature, and I'm hopeful to have that soon. If a student has missed an assignment or that you want to give them some feedback, you can go ahead and type in here, please retake, or please make up the assignment. Maybe you want to tell them that they were awesome on a test that they took. And if you click this little checkbox here, it will display to them in their Skyward or their Schoology gradebook, but those comments will also get pushed over to Skyward. Now on this discussion assignment, I did not give it a due date, and I'm going to show you that in the editing feature right here. If you don't give an assignment a due date, it will default to the last day of the quarter. So if you ever forget to give an assignment a due date, you can go back in and resync your grades. Notice that I've given it one of the categories. I have to either categorize it as formative or summative. If I don't give it a category, it won't sync over to Skyward. It'll come up as an error. I can also create a category just for Schoology if I want to create some assignments that don't get synced over to Skyward and just stay in Schoology. That's up to you. You are not required to use the Schoology gradebook, but I highly recommend that you use this syncing feature in order to make better use of your time. The final thing I want to show you is up here, there is this plus sign. Here you can add assignments, tests, or quizzes or discussions, but I would caution you against doing it in the gradebook because then they just land on your main page and you'll have to drag them into folders to stay more organized. But you can also just add a grade column. Let's say that you want to do something for an in-class activity and you want to give some students points for that assignment. I'm going to make that formative. You can create that right in your gradebook, and then it doesn't show up as something as materials on your Schoology page. So again, I'm going to set all grades, and everyone got a 5 out of 10 on that. I'm going to confirm that. And then to sync this to Skyward, I'm going to go over to the Skyward app. And you should see all the assignments that you've created show up in your sync grades. And so now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to sync all. Now, notice that this one was already synced. I can resync it, or if I wanted to, I could individually sync. So I can click on ones that I want to individually sync, or I can say sync all, and then all of them will be queued up. So if I made adjustments to some scores, maybe some students turned in late work, I can go ahead and sync all of those things. While those are queuing up, I'm going to go into the Skyward gradebook to show you how these mapped over. Now, so far, only one assignment has come over. But notice the student who I marked as excused. You'll notice the asterisk here. Notice the student who I marked as a 0 came over. And if I go ahead and click on these, you'll also notice that all the comments that I wrote down carry over from Schoology to Skyward. So that is, I think, a great addition. You can also make changes now here in Skyward. So if you want to update something, but note that any change you make in Skyward does not push back to Schoology. So it's really the best practice to work in Schoology and push to Skyward so that those grade books match. And again, they don't need to match, and we'll go into further discussion and training on this once the school year starts. But it's important to note that changes that are made in Skyward do not transfer to Schoology. Our message to parents and students will be that Skyward is our official grade book. But the more that you can do in Schoology, the easier it will be for you. And it's a one-time add and a click of a button to sync versus having to sync everything at the same or add everything to your grade book one at a time, double the work. We want to try to get rid of double the work. So I'm going to go back to Skyward or Schoology, and usually, syncing one assignment doesn't take a long time. My Wi-Fi connection might be a little slower here, but if I go and refresh, I might see that it's successful. There you go. So it didn't take very long to sync those grades. And then if I go back into Skyward and refresh, you'll see that those changes took place in Skyward as well. So syncing your grades from Schoology to Skyward is really going to save you a lot of time this school year. There'll be more professional development and more opportunities to answer questions and give you support as we go through. But I hope you're excited about this new change to our grade book.